kissed beneath the Indian stars. The night was filled with a million guitars. Just a virgin island serenade, a song so softly played, not long ago, not long ago, not long ago.
Look, see that big boat there? Ooh, the biggest boat I've ever seen.
You'd better get your things, dear. The launch will be leaving soon. Very well, Mother.
And now, right ahead of us, we come to the most dramatic island of all, Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island. And here, we shall take you ashore for a picnic lunch.
What I'm not quite clear about, Mr. Heath, is why you're so sure that this is the original Treasure Island.
I'm only quoting what the experts say, Miss Lomax. They seem convinced that it is.
Why should there have been a real island at all? Stevenson invented the story. He probably invented the island, too. Otherwise, surely he would have described all these fantastic boulders and those caves you were showing us.
Yes, of course, but he was writing an adventure story, not a guidebook, Miss Lomax. And it is also more than a local superstition that the fabulous Captain Kidd buried quantities of his treasure somewhere around here.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to take a stroll along the beach. Oh, how long will we be here?
Oh, half an hour, perhaps. Depends on the group mood.
Well, I'll be within hailing distance.
I'm afraid your daughter's rather skeptical about my statements, Mrs. Lomax.
Oh, no, of course not, Mr. Heath. She wouldn't ask questions if she wasn't interested.
Found it?
Oh, hi.
Hello. Did you have a map?
No, I didn't. A map? No, I didn't have a map.
Well, a chart or something. Otherwise, why did you dig here?
Well, it was guesswork, mostly. I found something. It's not a rock, but I can't quite make out the shape.
May I help?
But it's a little crowded down here. It's a little dirty.
That doesn't matter.
Oh.
You help me?
Sure. Come on. Oh. Let's see now. This is the place. Yeah, don't touch it with your hands. Let's see. I'll show you where it is. Ready?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. This is the area. Let's just dig it out with our hands very gently. Very gently. Very, very gently. 500-year-old soup plate. This rate, I'll have a complete service.
Why did they drink the soup, then bury the plates?
Oh.
Well, the pirates, of course.
Look, nobody on these islands seems to believe it, but what I'm doing here is gathering evidence for a thesis on a war between two Indian tribes just before Columbus. Are you disappointed?
Oh, no, not a bit, but I don't think I believe you, though, not since I caught you digging on Treasure Island.
Treasure what? Treasure... Why should it be called Treasure Island?
Then you think...
Or Stevenson just made that up.
That's just what I told that pompous old bore, Harrison Miles, whatever his name is. He's running the Caribbean tour.
Arrowhead, Carib. That means that this was a battleground. I figured as much when I found no dolls or whistles in the strata above this.
What does that mean?
No toys? No toys means no young children. And the reason for that is no men. You see, after the Caribs conquered the Arawak tribe, they killed all the men and they took all the pretty women with them as slaves, leaving all the ugly ducklings behind. You see, and when this kills me, when Columbus discovered these islands, you know, with all female populations, he thought he discovered the Amazon tribes of Greek mythology.
That's a fascinating story. When will you finish it? I'd like to read it.
Theses? Mm-hmm. Theses not for being read. You put them in a Morocco binding and you file them away somewhere.
Oh, that's a shame, but I don't think it'll happen to yours.
Thank you, thank you. That's the most encouraging word I've heard for ages. Would you like a drink?
Oh, thank you.
Tina, what on earth are you doing?
Digging. Mother, I'm sorry. I'm not going with you to Charlotte Watson tomorrow.
What?
I'm spending the day with Evan, the man I met this afternoon on the islands.
Oh, really, darling? You don't imagine that jumping into a pit with a man constitutes an adequate introduction, do you?
Well, I wouldn't have said so yesterday, but since I've tried it, I'd say it works fine.
Do you find him attractive, then?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I suppose with the sand off him, he could be quite good-looking. What are you going to do?
We're going sailing. He's very nice, Mother, really.
I'm sure he is, and I'm sure you could have a lot of fun. But if you landed the Crandall account, it would be a tremendous start for you.
Mother, when we get back to London, I'll report for work at 9, and I'll try as hard as I can to be a good little working girl. But this is still my holiday, and I want tomorrow for myself.
There's no need to be aggressive about it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be.
Listen, Tina, your work tomorrow could be very important to you. But if a trip on a sailboat seems more so, then it's up to you. Well, the launch leaves tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Think it over.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm beginning to enjoy this. It's fun.
Sure, it's fun. I don't believe in doing things that aren't, do you?
Well, no, I believe in theory, but it doesn't always work out in practice.
No, come on. I don't believe that. I shouldn't think you're the sort of person who can be forced into doing anything you didn't want to do. And that's a pretty good guarantee of having fun.
How do you make that out?
Because you'll lead your own life and not one that's prescribed for you.
I'd like to believe that.
Well, I know it's true, that's all. Hey, you see that island over there? See that? That's old Blackbeard's.
Not yo-ho and a bottle of rum.
Yeah, yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum, that's the one. It's crown property now.
Well, is it big? Can we explore it?
Ah, it's about 2 miles long. And as it's uninhabited, we'll just take possession. Hard over the tiller, skipper. This way. This way. No ferry services here. Just have to make do with my head and my shoulders. Come on, grab hold of my hands. Come on. Here we go. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. 15 men on a dead man's check. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. 15 men on a dead man.
You want to know something? We're not alone as I thought.
What did you say?
I said there's someone else on this island.
Oh, no. Who?
I don't know who she is. A young girl. She's naked. And she was standing there like a goddess with her arms outstretched to the sun. And she was beautiful.
That was me, standing there.
Oh, was it?
That's all right, then. I should have hated the idea of anyone else snooping around the place. I thought you said this island was 2 miles long.
Oh, yes, but you see, I'm just like Columbus. I didn't know where I'd landed, you see. I thought this was Blackbeard's Island, but it's not. See, Blackbeard's Island is right over there, just behind us. See? This is a tiny, wonderful island that's not even shown on the chart.
You honestly didn't know?
Oh, I crossed my heart and I hope to die. What do you think I did? Planned a peeping Tom operation?
No.
Honest to goodness.
Did you?
Well, I would have if I'd known, but I didn't. Do you mind, terribly?
Of course not. What really matters is we discovered our own island. And what flags we came in, British or American?
Well, come to think of it, I think I set foot on this island first.
Ah, it's in British waters.
All right. We'll keep it international.
Ah! You all right? The beast!
Rule Britannia. By cracky, they can say that again. Uh-huh. Hello.
Hello, darling. Did you have fun? Well, they can keep Charlotte and Marley, even though you can get Scotch at $1.50 a bottle. I bought you a hat. Quite cute, really.
Thank you, Mother.
Aren't you going to look at it? It's really very becoming. Darling, what is it? Is it that ridiculous beachcomber? I suppose he got fresh and you had an awful time.
I had a wonderful time.
My dear fellow, it's no earthly use you're standing there looking like some sour, cheesed-off Romeo. Do something.
What, for instance?
Well, if I was a marrying kind, and I heard the choice. Choice between me woman and me yacht, but couldn't afford both, so took the yacht, naturally. Anyway, if she's as gay, beautiful, young, gorgeous, and all these rapturous things you've been yapping about, well, damn it, man, why don't you do something?
Press, what, for instance, would you do?
Didn't you just say that?
Yes. And I'm still waiting for an answer, which you quite obviously do not have. What would you do?
Well, Listen, how long is it before that boat out there takes off?
Exactly 25 minutes.
Oh, long.
Come on, Press. Old Press, just brimful of ideas.
Now, hang on a minute. You've been sitting here like a moonstruck lily for the last half hour, and during that time you could have, well, you could have bought the island, and you could have nipped in the jalopy and gone and popped the Christian. What have you done? You've done nothing.
Don't be a clod. I don't even know the name of the island.
Oh, well, we can soon fix that. Hey, Joe, spare us a minute, will you?
Joe,
that island out there.
Yeah, the one right in front of Blackbeard's. What's the name of that island?
I don't know. But Marcus does. He knows every rock in the Caribbean.
Uh-huh.
Marcus! Hey!
That sure is a big, booming voice way of calling for a man. Marcus! I never hear you chanting in church half so eager, dear brother.
Mr. Press would like a word with you.
You gentle fellas asking after Marcus?
Yeah, Marcus. What's the name of that island right in front of Blackbeard's? You know the name of that?
Blackbeard's belly button, we call it. But the real name is Marina Key. And they do say that all the treasure in the world is buried on it, but I don't believe it because I took me a shovel there one time and I dug for a week until I couldn't stand
Sorry
it.
to interrupt, but do you know who owns it?
You gotta find me because I don't know what I'm talking half the time.
Well, who does?
Well,